Jump Dash has had its fair share of hackers over the past 11 years, ranging from the likes of Sary all the way up to SpaceUK in recent times. In this video, I will discuss all the major hacking controversies in Jump Dash history, and I'll predict what the community in the game would be like now if they never hacked. Some of these are crazy. The first major hacking scandal was in 1.6 with famous creator and Demon Slayer Sun0924. Most of you know him as the creator of the Hell series, which in 1.6 were the hardest levels ever made. He used a glitch where if you went back to version 1.2, you could verify the level in practice mode and upload it. Luckily, this isn't a thing today, sort of. But at the time, this was not widely known and all the levels were unrated afterwards, also making Robsub disable the feature to go back to previous updates. I predict that without Sun, Jump Dash players would still be able to go back to previous updates and that there would be no terrible Hell series levels on the servers. The next big hacking scandal was from Roadbows, creator of Ice Carbon Diablo S, Ice Carbon Zus, and many other hard levels at the time. He was placed under suspicion throughout his career until getting exposed and quit around 1.9. He's been inactive ever since. Without Roadbows, Ice Carbon Diablo X wouldn't exist, which could possibly mean Cataclysm at all other levels inspired by it would not exist, and the right Cyclic feud would have never happened, possibly the biggest feud in Jump Dash history. And speaking of Cyclic, he was the next big hacking scandal. Creator of Sonic Wave and verified Avazar Phantasm, this was, at the time, the biggest scandal in Jump Dash history, and it would be for many years to come. He lots of levels including Cataclysm, Wonderland. You get the point. The Hell Zone completion, however, caused him the first wave of suspicion. A cut was caught on the level, which meant he hadn't beaten the level but had only done it in 2 runs or more. Cyclic brushed off the accusation and continued on to make Sonic Wave. Riot, who was his biggest rival at the time, had made a famous level Bloodbath, and he wanted to compete with it. So Sonic Wave was born. After a rate push and a redesign, it got rated and placed at number 1. No cuts seemed to appear in the video, which meant it was legit, right? No. However, he'd used speed hacks, slowing down the game and making it easier. He admitted to it and quit Jump Dash forever, as he had previously quit a couple times beforehand. Without Cyclic, Riot wouldn't be as influential as a player as he is today. Sonic Wave wouldn't exist, leading to no Sonic Wave remakes, and less popularity for difficult 9 circle levels or circle levels at all. Wave would have also been a much less used game mode than it is today, and Extreme Demons would be way easier. Jump Dash landscape today would be very different without Cyclic, maybe even unrecognizable. But you know that level Cataclysm I mentioned a bit earlier, but that was hacked too, by Jibo back in 2015. Cataclysm is most likely the most influential level in Jump Dash history, with most or nearly all Extreme Demons being inspired by it in some way. It was the first popular Hell level and caused the first Jump Dash race to begin, with Sandstorm, Riot, Cyclic, and Giron. Cyclic apparently beat the level legitimately for the first time, although it was later revealed that he had hacked it. The first actual legitimate player to beat Cataclysm was Giron, and 6 days later Sandstorm and Riot beat it on the same day. Riot then re-verified a buff redecorated version with coins in it, and the law was updated to have an apology message at the end for hacking the level. Without G-Boy, and therefore Cataclysm, let's just say nothing would be the same about them. As I said earlier, it's the first popular Hell level, the first legitimately verified Extreme Demon, and just very influential. Probably all the Extreme Demons and top players we see today would not exist without Cataclysm. Before 2.0, most high levels were hacked as most people were on mobile devices and the skill ceiling was just way too low. Levels like Cyan, Club, Creep, and Hell, Stereo, Demoness, Ice Carbon, Zus, Vector, Necropolis, Creeper Force, and Alpha X. All levels fairly skilled players could easily do in a couple hundred attempts, were the hardest of them all, and no one can beat them, so they were all resorted to hacking. However, around 2.0, people wanted more players to be honest with their completions, and have all the levels on the top of the demon list be legitimate. So the number of hacking scandals go down by a lot at this point. We're about a third of the way through Jump Dash's lifetime, so the scandals get progressively more extreme but spaced out. The Ultimate Phase is a very popular 1.9 level verified by Andromeda. After 2.0 got updated, the reason being that Andromeda actually hacked it. With the blood buff Sonic Wave race going on, Andromeda wanted to be a part of it, so with a bunch of other creators he made the Ultimate Phase, and like most people at the time, could be bothered to verify it, so he speed hacked it and got it placed in the top 10 hardest levels. Everyone believed it was legit and moved on with their lives, some trying to beat it and some being inspired to make levels like it. A little while later, Andromeda confessed to hacking basically everything, including the Ultimate Phases, level Poltergeist, 9 Circles, Necropolis, and Cataclysm. This came with a huge shock to everyone, and is now rebeaten all of his achievements, excluding Acropolis. Without Andromeda, Mega Clubs probably wouldn't have caught on so much so early as they did. The hard 9 Circles levels wouldn't start to be popular until slightly later. No Xmas challenge. Italian was an influential star grind in Demon Slayer back in 2.0 and 2.1. He verified Zafkill, Beach Coop, and Hell Yes, Grassy, Bloodbath, Cataclysm, and many more. He was put into suspicion after verifying Zafkill, as people saw that there were some cuts in the gameplay. He tried defending himself in a year-long argument against Riot, Novelboy, and a bunch of others, but to no avail. He confessed changing from Noctfight to Noctalium and started playing easy demons. Imagine realizing the greatest player in Jump Dash history was just a guy who could barely beat a hard demon. It's absolutely embarrassing. Without Noctalium, not many things would change, just a different verifier for Zafkill and a longer reign as the #1 star grinder for X-Migu007. Tosh has a surprisingly similar story to Noctalium. He was a well-renowned player at the time and beat lots of high levels and verified Devil Vortex. He made some very famous impossible level showcases that you've probably seen at least once or twice. The Devil Vortex verification would lead to his downfall. Some meticulously placed swords on top of the level were there for absolutely no reason. He claimed it to be an error or a mistake or something to buff the level with. All these were false. The reality is he made the level slightly auto. Some of the harder parts of the level had jump pads placed so he had to do nothing and just let the level play out. After this he denied it and still hasn't confessed to this day, but everyone knows what's happened. Everyone knows that it was hacked. and everyone moved on. Route Task Impossible levels would be much less popular, maybe not even a trend at all. Showcases of levels also wouldn't be as popular, and Devil Vortex would be much less well known than it is today. And Suki wouldn't be traumatized by these sword blades.
You can't die. Oh, dude.
Zodiac was the longest top 1 ever made, with a time over 3 minutes, and it was hacked. Claimed to be verified by Xander, he wasn't that well known of a player at the time, and the opportunity to verify Zodiac was a big deal for him. He took it immediately and beat it fairly quickly. It was quickly placed at top 1 on the demon list and no one thought a thing. A couple months later, Xander confessed to hacking it in his own right, and claimed that the first Victor Technical was now the true verifier. Technical rejected being called the verified due to just not feeling like it. And to this day, technically no one has ever said they verified Zodiac. This game was a massive shock to everyone and no one was expecting it. The server didn't look obviously hacked. He used speed hacks to slow down the game, which was contracted at the time and still is to this day. Xander laid out the scene for higher regulations over hacking and made Zodiac just a little more notable than it already was. The only other thing that had really changed, Crimson Planet would have either been top 1 for about a year or never got rated at all. The next big hacking scandal was probably the biggest of them all. It happened just over a year ago. It was the most influential hacking scandal in Jumper's history, and one of the biggest hacking instances in gaming altogether. I'm talking about SpaceUK. He started playing the game in early April 2020 and immediately beat Windy Landscape as a jump from Decode. It jumped from an easy demon to an insane demon, then beating Layak and getting 77% on Calculus before dropping it. He beat Wajireda as his first extreme demon, even though at the time it was a top 20. After that, he jumped to the Golden, the #1 demon at the time. This is where it goes downhill. He got 96%, a devastating fail. Unlike most players who would have either finished it off or dropped the level, he hacked it. By no clipping it apparently accidentally. He did such an amazingly accurate run that when he submitted it, it was accepted. Back in 2020, the demon list weren't as strict on checking for hacking and let a lot of things slide under the radar. This was one of the cases. He didn't want to hack at the time, so he tried to beat kills legitimately. He got 97%, and unlike last time, he did go on through with it and beat it. However, his recording froze, he didn't want to go through with rebeating it again, so he just hacked it. He got away with it again. Seeing how easy it was, he decided to hack all of his achievements from now on. From the entire top 75 levels to his slaughterhouse verifications, to human circles, siren clubs of Aqua, Abyss of Darkness, and anything else. Seeing loads of money, fame, recognition, and influence from the community. This led to Slaughterhouse being top 1 for way longer than it should have. On the 25th of April 2023, Paco uploaded a video exposing SpaceUK, showing his findings of some very suspicious click delays after a weird, less notable click, used for something on a macro. At first, everyone thought he'd only hacked the 3 levels shown in the video. After more digging was done, it was found that all the levels he had beaten were hacked. He then tried to cover up and say he only hacked a few levels, just a couple hours before getting completely exposed for hacking everything and being a fraud. After this, he posted quite a genuine apology saying he'll give back the money he took from the true first victors and that he would try to repeat his compliment. He was exiled out of the community and never heard from again. Now, I don't know if he actually gave back all his money, or if he's beaten many of his tagged achievements, although I'm pretty sure he rebeat Tartarus and Keynote. I find his behaviour really scummy. Pretending to be this laid-back guy who wasn't motivated to play the game, but could just beat all these high levels out of nowhere, fairly easily with not much trouble, stealing fame and fortune from the countless other players and pushing the game into a horrific difficulty curve. He still, after being exposed, tried to hide his tracks by stating he only hacked a few levels. I think the community did the right choice to exile him and not give him a second chance. If SpaceUK never played the game, the landscape would be harshly different. No Slaughterhouse remakes, the demon list would be way easier than it is now. Players like Crisis Curse, Doggins, or would be even more popular if this never happened, including countless other players who would also be way more popular. Jump Just, I think, would be in a much better place if he just never played the game. Without these 9 hackers, we can all see how different the Jump Just scene would be, near unrecognisable. Whether good or bad, they impacted the game in a massive way, which is basically all they wanted to do. I hope you all enjoyed this more documentary styled video. It took a long time, but hopefully it was well worth the wait. I can subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.